Yo, make your head snap back with the boom bap.
For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm Erica, and for those of you returning, welcome back. Greg and I raise and breed Cane Corsos, French Bulldogs, Great Pyrenees, goats, chickens, ducks, and rabbits, all on our homestead property. We are proud homesteaders and preppers building a life and legacy of self-sufficiency. Don't forget, you can find us on our second YouTube channel called 12TK Behind the Scenes on Instagram, Facebook, and now we're even on TikTok. So when we're away, you can always find our updates. Before we begin, please subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps our channel grow and it will allow us time to make even more of these videos. This morning, we are out with Asha, our most dominant female, her son Faruq, and a newcomer named Gatling. He and his brother Mossberg were introduced in the video when we showed off 3 generations of Titans, Cayuse, Faruq, and Ruger. Our days are typically jammed with chores which include taking care of all of our 4-legged family members. We'll take multiple walks throughout the day with our pack in large and small groups to walk our perimeter and check the security of our property. This morning, we specifically target Gatling to walk with us in a small group. Most often he is with his brother Mossberg, but we've separated them so that we can teach Gatling how to follow commands, be respectful around older dogs, and learn the perimeter of the property. This is done all to avoid issues related to Littermate syndrome. Littermate syndrome in dogs occurs when 2 puppies from the same litter living together develop such a strong attachment to each other that it interferes with their ability to interact in a normal behavior with people, other dogs, or just about any situation where they are not together. If it does occur, it can be difficult to deal with due to the numerous behavioral issues that may be involved. So most commonly, puppies with this syndrome develop separation anxiety due to the hyperattachment to one another. Because puppies with Littermate syndrome dominate each other's attention, they may fail to learn how to communicate, play, and socialize with other dogs. And over time, this can result in fear and even aggression when they're not exposed to other dogs outside of those 2. We ensure that Gatling and Mossberg are often separated and get interaction with other members of the pack, as well as individual attention from Greg and me. Faruq and Asha are great leaders for Gatling to follow. Faruq has finally reached full-blown adulthood, and you can see it as he's matured in his face and his head and neck. It's the difference between watching a 17-year-old teenager and a 28-year-old man. He doesn't take any issue with Gatling following him, but he definitely will not tolerate any annoying puppy behavior. And of course, Asha is the matriarch and is completely unbothered, or rather indifferent, by Gatling's presence, so long as he too doesn't pester her as well. Gatling is basically mimicking their actions and staying respectful. So essentially, the older Corsos are showing the younger ones the ropes. Everything and every being on the homestead has a purpose or a particular job to perform. Some of our Corsos protect the house, others walk the perimeter of the property. The Great Pyrenees protect the goats, the Frenchies are lookouts at the nursery, and even Schnitzel, our mini dachshund, is around for comic relief. We strive to make our homestead its own ecosystem that can produce and give back to us. So all of our soldiers must be able to coexist, act independently when necessary, and ultimately obey our commands. All right, we are back. It is hot out here. Typically, we start off a lot earlier than this, but we wanted to make sure we had sufficient lighting to film, and we knew that it would be hot, but man, it is not even 11 a.m. and the sun is baking the top of our heads. We are actually by the Triple B. For those of you who have been following us and watched some of the older videos, you might remember the Triple B. I'm not going to tell you what that is, so if you remember what the Triple B stands for, put it in the comment section below. I'm going to do a little bit of a pan so they can see. This is the back of the Triple B, right? Tell me what that stands for. And behind the Triple B is Poultry Park. So Poultry Park is where we have all the poultry, right? The chickens, the ducks. We have some of the bucks, some of the goats over here. We also have rabbits. So we got a lot going on in Poultry Park, and many of you will recognize that it does not look the same at all. I want to show you a glimpse of Poultry Park so you can kind of see it, a before and after, or a way to just get a reference, because following this, I'm going to do a series of videos to show you the progression of what we started out with, or where we are today.
Well, our challenge with Poultry Park was trying to improve what we had. What we had before, we quickly outgrew a couple different iterations of the chicken coops.
Yeah.
The rabbit hutch area we outgrew. It was severely inefficient.
Yeah, you kept bumping your head on and every time you went in.
It was made for a child.
If you haven't seen it, there's a video where we had a second chicken coop, and this is where Asha was she was pregnant too. Yeah, and that was like the lead into the video of Asha and her puppies. But in that video, we were also showing what we were doing with the chicken coops. And that second chicken coop, he was putting down a whole foundation for
retrofitting the foundation.
Oh yeah,
because the guy that built the coop brought it in here and set it down, but the area where we had to put it was not level. So I had to retrofit. Let me reiterate that: retrofit a foundation under the coop to make it level. Or anything inside that was a challenge to me, because I had to stoop down to get in there, first of all, and second of all, if I tried to stand up while I was in there, I hit my head on the rafters every time. So
yeah, so you nearly
there
knocked
was
yourself out
several
a few
colorful
times.
words being distributed every time I went in there. So just to give you a background on that. Needless to say, I was ecstatic to tear it down. I got a little bit of enjoyment out of that.
So yeah, the tear down was funny, and you can see some video of that. The chickens were not happy, but the tear down was hella fun to watch. But yes, in terms of the infrastructure, and I guess the whole tying this in terms of security, part of not only our day-to-day grind and getting the dogs out, Greg has been working over at Poultry Park, and we got some new coops, some new buildings, but you know, kudos to Greg. He does what he does well. He's been also doing foundation work. Like, we had to dig out some trenches. He dug out some
trenches for the new duck pond. We
need to
have an area. We need to have an ability to drain those ponds, or that pond rather, other than having to turn it over, because we upgraded our duck pond, and so it's not just a little bitty foot tub anymore. It's an actual 300-gallon tank for them to get in and frolic around and do their duck things.
Yeah, but that's because ducks got a duck. Exactly. They really got a duck.
Hey, I'm Kashif Shaheed, owner of Young Kings Enterprises. I'm here at 12TitansKennels, installing decks, dog enclosures for these handsome young guys and some of the Frenchies on the property. We're in front of Poultry Park, where we just painted the insides of the chicken coops, so now they living real nice. They can lay some eggs and be at peace. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for all the good stuff that we have to come.
Yeah, he is thinking up all the different chicken dishes possible. Chicken a l'orange, chicken and rice, chicken and vegetables, chicken and chicken, chicken over easy, chicken with feathers, chicken without feathers, just chicken. Hello, baby. You're such a good boy. Look at those eyes. You got your mama's eyes. Thank you. Thank you. You just put a big paw print on me, but I love you anyway. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Did you do a good job out there? You just slimed me up. But that's part of owning a Corso, right? We got a whole lot to talk about on the store. We've made some progress on it, but not a lot. It's been challenging. I mean, first of all, lumber, the cost of the material has been astronomical. I mean,
it's more than tripled in some places.
It's more than tripled, right? And so we've been mindful of that and making sure we don't overspend. But then, to your point, like just the getting people. I mean, you've talked to so many people that say they would show up and then they don't even show up, or we've gotten estimates from a few folks
and then they ghost us.
Or no, they didn't know. They've come out to give us estimates, or they survey the area, and then we never get an estimate.
Well, that too, yeah.
Or they give us an estimate and then trying to get them back. Like there was one electrician, he gave us a number like out of the sky, and then he asked him for an invoice to itemize.
Yeah, to itemize the work that he was going to be doing. It wasn't necessarily that the price was a problem. It's just that we didn't know what we were getting for our money, and then that became a challenge, and he just disappeared on us. So
yeah, it's been like I said, it's really been challenging. It's not been easy. We've been working here. I mean, we did find another contractor, a young guy, that's been helping us work on French Boulevard. I've got a whole nother video to show the progression of that. We're really happy, but he's been working on that. So there's been a lot of progress, and then there's been a lot of progress on Poultry Park.
Right.
So yeah, all this time when we're away, when we say we're busy, and a lot of people know that we're busy, but they may not realize like the grind, the daily grind it's been taking just to get these things done. We always had this idea of self-sufficiency and be less reliant on the grid, be less reliant on commercialism to provide what we need. And we're not there by any stretch of the imagination, but we are better off than where we started. And behind the scenes, we have some philosophies about how we take care of our family, how we take care of our Corsos. If you're going to invest and bring a Cane Corso into your home, you got to think about the total investment, the total cost of ownership, what it means to feed them, but also make sure that you are preparing to take care of your family and your Corso, because if they have a shortage, one of the things that we've read about and noticed that there's a shortage on dog food. If you're feeding a kibble, we notice that you have to prepare for that, so you should be stocking up.
I would have never thought that it'd be a problem finding dog food, and it's always surprising to go into whatever store you go into, and the dog food shelves are empty, let alone the milk shelves are empty or the egg shelves are empty. And that's something that none of us maybe even fathomed before this, pandemic and the shortages after that, and now the war and all that kind of things that's going on. But these are things you got to be forward thinking about and protecting your family and your homestead.
The best time to prepare and to prep and to get ready was a year ago, was 2 years ago.
Right.
But the next best time is right now.
And a great part of our journey is to inspire others.
So after doing a lot of soul searching and figuring out how do we update you guys on what's going on, the truth about 12 Titans is we're more than a kennel. And I guess you guys know that. So we've rambled enough. This, like I said, this will not be one of the prettier videos. Hey folks, don't leave just yet. We've got something new that we want to show you. You can now schedule a virtual introduction meeting with me and Greg directly from our website. We are looking to build a relationship with our families for the lives of the puppies we offer. Therefore, we meet with all of our prospective families to ensure we're a good fit for them as well as for ourselves. So if you'd like to speak with us directly about reserving a Cane Corso or a French Bulldog, simply visit our website, fill out the questionnaire, and select a time on our calendar that works best with your schedule. So what's next? Well, we haven't even scratched the surface with all the updates that we have to share with our YouTube family. Stay tuned because we have videos we'll be posting immediately following this one to show you more of our homestead. You should also sign up for our new digital newsletter premiering later this month. You can find that link in the description below. You'll get even more coverage of our dogs, and you can learn more about the raw dog food we are now offering. If there's one thing we hope you take from this update, is that now is the time to learn how to do some things for yourself. Plant a garden, buy a little more at the grocery store, and above all else, stay vigilant. Thank you again for tuning in and following us on our journey. If you appreciated the video, leave us a like. Feel free to share your respectful thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.